Hey guys, welcome back to a new skate video, and today I want to go over a few things that you might have not known yet that were added with Season 2, because they're maybe flying a bit under the radar. And we're gonna get right in with a few new settings, and the first one can be found under Controls and then Preferences, and here it is Hold Fakie Push. So this option only comes up when you have Hold Fakie Stance enabled, and this does not only allow you to hold Fakie as long as you want to, but it also allows you to get back into the Fakie stance when you push. And this was not possible before, because when you turn the option off, what happens when you hold the Fakie stance and then push is that you go back to the normal stance. Now, with this option turned on, of course, when you push, you will keep your Fakie stance, but the question might be, well, how do you come back to your normal stance? And this is pretty easy. You just have to double tap B to return to your normal stance. So when you go into Fakie, and then you hold it and you keep pushing, and then you have to double tap B or the circle button on PlayStation, then you go back into your normal stance. Alright, next one, and I have not turned this on here because I had to switch to Xbox actually from my PC where I usually play, because on PC it's pretty annoying for me right now because all of my settings permanently reset when I restart the game. And this is not happening for me on Xbox, so I had to switch to Xbox for this video, or for the next few videos I guess. But here also you can still see the compass on top of the screen, and you can turn this off now when you also go to General and then scroll down, and then you have compass on HUD, and you can turn this to hidden, just like the D-pad or the scoring ticker, the name tags, the flicked visualizer, and basically everything that you might have turned off already. And you can turn the compass off as well now, and you have a completely clear HUD and a completely clear picture, except for those icons for the fast traveling points or for some of the challenges. I hope that in the future actually they give us the option to also turn off those completed challenges also on the map, because it's just getting pretty confusing, and it would be a lot easier to see the challenges you want to complete if you could just hide all of those completed ones. Next up is under gameplay again and trick toggles. You can now find grind lean exits, and this can be either turned on or off, and by default it's turned on, so this is the experience that you had before Season 2 as well, so that when you are in a grind you can exit when you lean to the left or to the right. Now, with this option turned off, what this means is that when you go into a grind you cannot lean out of it anymore. So if I'm going to this, no matter how much I lean, I will not get out of the grind anymore unless I press the B button or the circle button on PlayStation. And this is, I think, pretty cool if you want to tweak your grinds a little bit more, because it allows you to lean left and right, and a lot left and right into your grinds. But it also means that you always have to take your thumb from your right stick when you want to get out of a grind. And this might get a bit annoying, especially when you're using a normal controller and you don't have any buttons or any pedals on the back of it, like I have, for example. Now, Milky has done a great video on this already and brought up several options that you could use potentially if you want to use this option. I'm gonna link this video right here, or I'm gonna link it in the description below so you can watch it if this is interesting for you. I'm not gonna repeat everything that he said, because I'm not using this option. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm not using this option. So if I set it back on, and I can now just get out of my grinds just by leaning, but what you can still do is that you can still tweak your grinds or still lean into your grinds. You just, have to put your stick a little bit forward and then push it to the left or to the right, but just slightly, because you only lean out of the grind when you put your stick all the way to the left or to the right. But if you only push it to the left or to the right slightly and not towards the edges, then you will still lean, but you will not get out of the grind. And that's why I don't have this option disabled, because, it is working. You're not getting out of the grind. So I'm not really using this, but if you want to lean a lot more into your grinds, then you might want to turn this option off and instead use the B button or use a different button to get out of your grinds. And the last new setting we got, at least the last new one that is interesting, is maximum pump strength. And here you can now limit the maximum speed that you will gain from pumping. And this might be something that is especially interesting if you put more focus on realistic skateboarding. Because with the maximum pump strength of 100, I'm going to show you what this means. I think the perfect way to show it is over here. So when I'm pumping with the maximum pump strength, you can basically, no matter how long you do this, you will get a pretty good height when pumping. Sometimes you lose a little bit, but you will gain it back pretty quick. Now I'm almost, with just 2 pumps, I'm almost back to normal. And when you turn this down all the way to 0, so the first ones are still pretty high, but then over time, you will lose more and more momentum. And it's even when you pump, you will still lose momentum. So it's not as easy to get the height anymore and the speed anymore that you get with a full pump. So I'm still pumping the same way and now I can't even reach the coping anymore. This is the difference between the 100 and 0 pump strength. Maybe this is something that you want to find for you, a value somewhere in the middle, maybe around 50, 40. So the more realistic you want to skate, you want to put it more towards 0. And if you just want to get the maximum height all the time, you just keep it up on 100. But you have an option now to customize this a bit more. Next up, we got a few things for your communications wheel. So first up, you can place this party beacon right here. And then if someone's going to it, they can easily join your party just by interacting with this beacon. But if you don't want anyone to join your party anymore, you just delete it. And it also gets automatically deleted once your party is full or once you join another person's party. But it should make it a lot easier to find especially random people for a party. Maybe if there are some challenges that you need to do within a party and you don't have any friends to skate with, this should make it a lot easier to find someone to do these challenges with. And what you can do as well now is that you can point at things. So you can say, hey, check this out, for example. But I think this is more useful when you are within a party already and not with a lot of randoms around. But that's just on the side. But there are some more things that have been improved when it comes to the skating. So first of all, when you are on a wall and you want to drop in here, this has been massively improved. So drop-ins in general, no matter where you are. So if you go down here, you're gonna watch this back in the replay editor. If you're going down now, you ride down the wall first, and then you go down the vert. And if there would be no gap in between, you would just ride this down all the way. But it even works here and you're not slamming anymore. And this even looks a lot better when you try to drop in from a rooftop, for example. Unfortunately, it can be a bit buggy sometimes. Well, who would have thought that? There's bugs on skate. And sometimes it's not working, but I found that every time it says a drop down on ledge, like this right here, or drop to ledge hang, where you could also just hang down, then this is also working. So you can just drop down here and it looks so much better. And it's not this weird glitch that it was before, but instead you can actually, you do this little like power ollie and then you actually drop down from this roof and it just looks so much better than it did before. The replay editor is still a little bit bugged, but yeah, let's hope they fix this as well. And what also works a lot better now are late flips, because before the update it was barely possible to do late flips on flat ground, and this is, well, for some tricks at least, and if you got the right height, this is possible now. So for shove-its, for example, it works pretty well. Or for flip tricks like kickflip or heel flip, this also works pretty well. What I forgot as well is that Wallies are a lot more reliable as well now. Not only do they look better, but they also work a lot better, and they do not send you flying all the time. So these were, I think, all of the tricks and settings and improvements. So that's why I said you can still lean into those if you want to. But there is one more thing I want to show you, but it's not in the game. Because what we got as well with the start of Season 2 is a charity event or a charity time. So with the launch of Season 2 during the holiday season, the Skate team and Electronic Arts are keeping the momentum going with the new grants to 3 incredible organizations that are shaping skate culture from the ground up and enriching lives through skateboarding. One is Make Life, Skate Life, Skate Like a Girl, and the other one is SOA Paris. And from now until March 2, 2026, you can donate to one of these or to all of those 3 organizations at their fundraisers on Tiltify, and a donation of at least $5 will unlock a special thank you from the organizations, which is a digital redemption code for an exclusive deck that you can then use in Skate. And here are the 3 decks. So for SOA you get this deck, the green or bluish one, then Make Life, Skate Life is this yellow one, and Skate Like a Girl is the white one right here. And what these organizations do is that Make Life, Skate Life is all about turning passion into pavement. So they've been building community-driven skate parks in underserved regions across the globe. Then Skate Like a Girl, for 25 years now, has been pushing skate culture forward by making it more accessible and inclusive. And the SOA Paris is based in France and blends skateboarding, art, and well-being to uplift international communities. And they focus on creating safer spaces for everyone through programs that encourage self-expression and personal growth. So just a little heads up that this is existing, and if you want to donate to one of those organizations, then you can also get one of those 3 boards here when you donate at least $5. But yeah, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye!